just speaking on that,
Yeah.
radio
So
monitoring and Samro Sampra people not getting their money.
yeah.
BG hit me up yesterday, and he was so distraught about Stoan's video, where Stoan was sitting down at home on his 45th birthday and was talking to the camera, looking real good for 45.
I was just about to say.
You know, looking real good for 45, looking real happy. But the news he was delivering, he didn't deliver them angry, didn't deliver them sad. He was just saying that after 25 years in the music business, he's realized that he has to make other ends meet for his family's sake and for his sanity's sake. And that nothing has improved in the music business for 25 years. And
So calm,
the one
man.
thing that also shocked me was when he said, I am flat broke, with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
We will play the video right here.
So calm, yo.
You know what I'm saying? So, and he was saying that he's going to move to property with his mom. But I want BG to talk about it, you know, because he was so passionate about it.
So before I dive into that, I'm going to go back to the ones you guys were mentioning, right? My issue is people knew about the SABC thing. So why are we complaining now when we're in this time? Why didn't we complain back then, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure the SABC, it is to, I think last year there was something published that they owe royalties of close to 250 million or so.
Yep.
Do you understand? So for me, it's like, yes, because now we need it, we're going to complain now. Why didn't we investigate this thing long time ago?
Because there were shows last year.
You know,
there were shows. People were making their money elsewhere.
So now this goes back to my point, right? And you're correct about Radio Monitor. We need to invest. You need to count. Just like when your bank statement comes at the end of the month, you check, you're like, hey, 50 rand. What is this 50 rand? And you try to trace it, right? And you're like, oh shit, they hit me with fraud. It's one of those things. That's why you need to carefully observe and do it, you know? And it's not a matter of, yo, this guy's, he's doing it white boy, whatever. No. If you're a musician, you invested, this is your art that pays your bills, you need to do it. That's all I've got to say.
Showcase.
Hey,
you know?
Yeah, I know you're passionate about this. Hey, I saw your tweet the other day. I like that shit. Where you're like, you're going to be the best fucking record exec to ever do it. I'm with you. I'm putting that energy out there with you, Vij.
Yeah.
Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Papa.
Shout out, my nigga. You got our energy. You got our support, my dog.
So, thank you, Maji. So with the Stoan thing, it's one of those, it gets you thinking from Stoan, from where he comes from, right? And for him to say, I am broke. You're right. How many of us are broke?
No.
That's my thing. How many of us are speaking out about it? Do you understand? It goes and you're just like, damn, if an OG like that at the age of 45, right? And he is somewhere 12 years older than me, right? I'm like, damn, when I get to the age of 45, how am I going to be looking like?
Yeah.
It gets you thinking. Do you understand?
Nigga look good, B.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, he looks good.
It's time to hit the road, Vich.
Yeah, but for me, it's just the music thing. It just hurt my feelings, and I'm like, wow, you know. And this goes back to every single individual and the people, especially right now on the podcast. It is so important that you guys stream our music. YouTube is free. You've got Spotify that's free, right? Yes. If you've got Apple Music, it's most important that you guys stream our music, that it comes back to our pockets. That's the most important thing ever you could do.
But it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Right now, people are listening, but they're not really streaming.
Yeah, they're not really streaming. But I mean, now, when you
Drake tape, it's dope. It's Drake, whatever, you know.
I won't say anything because you guys say I'm a Drake hater.
No, you. I know you don't like Drake.
But Drake hater. We all know that.
Yeah, we all know you don't like Drake.
But then I think this calls what BG's speaking about stems on to things like Fagaza.
Definitely.
And these other Zomkunyati, the streaming site Zomkunyati, where the money doesn't go back to the artist. And the fan thinks they are in a lucky position to have this streaming site where they don't have to pay. The guy running Fagaza is like, I'm blowing up. Meanwhile, the guy running Fagaza is making money from advertising.
Yes,
but
sir.
the artist is suffering. So,
Yes, sir.
the fan really needs to understand that for their artists, not now, because now everybody seems like they're making money, but when the artist does not have that reach anymore, it will be their fans' money that keeps them going.
Perfect. Scoop, my question is to everyone in this group, right? Noni, okay, you're back. Would you let your child be in the music industry or entertainment industry?
Yeah.
And be honest.
Yeah.
If that's what he loves, if that's his passion, I would. I don't have kids, but if I had a kid, I would be a fool to not let him do something that he doesn't like, because that's what my parents did for me, like till today. Like, and it's crazy, during this lockdown I speak to my parents almost every day, and they're like, hey, like, what do you need, like, you're not unemployed, you keep living your dream, what do you need, whatever you need, like, let's help you. So as a parent, if I were a parent, I'd be a fool to not let my child live out their dreams.
Yeah, I think also because I've experienced it firsthand. Well, not necessarily from me, but from people in my family who I felt were pressured to get into other streams or other career paths that didn't serve them. And they ended up failing in those other career paths because they weren't passionate about it. So for me, if the passion is there for the child, I'll support them 100%. I think the biggest problem or the biggest issue with most artists who are suffering is just the backing from other people. So like Speedy's saying, his parents are able to help him, so they will assist him wherever they possibly can. So if I have the ability to invest back into my child, I'll do that, because I know once they invest in a certain level, then they'll get to the next level and so forth.
Perfect example, DJ Tira and his son Tank. Tank is not the biggest artist yet, but Tira is about it. He's pushing his son, and his son is living out his dreams.
Scoop,
Me personally, VG,
yeah,
I would discourage it from jump in any way that I can and occupy them with other things. But because I know that gifts are traveling and get passed down with DNA and blood. So my son will have an affinity to the entertainment industry. Purely because
whatever,
but I do have other interests, and maybe I will try to steer him in other ways. But when he does go, Dad, like, I love this shit, I will then go, let me help you because of my experience and my knowledge. Let me help you, which is why you see most parents becoming managers in the States. To a certain degree, when a child gets older, then they feel like, no, I gotta lose my mom because my mom won't see me the way I am. And my mom will always see me the way I was. So because I was into sports, I will definitely put him into sports, and that's what I've done. I put him into swimming. I put him into soccer. I will definitely put him into academics. I'm definitely trying to get a black guy in the software space. So computers are a big thing for me, especially because I'm technically inept. But if all those things fail, and he says, yo, Pops, I want to do fashion designing, I want to paint, I want to be a singer, then I will definitely encourage him and try and inform him the best way that I can.
You miss your kid. You haven't seen him during lockdown.
I have not. I've only FaceTime him.
Sure.
And we usually don't FaceTime. We usually talk on the phone, but we FaceTime more often now. And I definitely miss him, man. As soon as we get a chance to get out, I'm going to go see him.
So last night at when I was at radio, SABC One and Metro FM are doing this live party as well. So last night, Lute was the presenter. Every week they change the presenter, whatever. I was like, I know we're supposed to be distancing or whatever. I was like, give me a hug. Like, give me a hug. I missed you, dog. Yo, just to hug. Like, I missed you.
Sure.
Crazy.
So,
I feel you, man. You're going to make a great father, Speedy, definitely.
I can't wait to be a father, yo.
Let's make sure you find the right guy.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
I've always said that I have an older sibling. I'm the last born.
Yeah.
But my brother and I, our parents are our parents. It's not like so same with me. Even whoever will be, whoever I'm gonna have kids with will be my wife.
No doubt.
So I'm gonna go back to the question I asked, right?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I would definitely advise them, but me sitting here right now to where I'm at, and especially to how I'm feeling, I wouldn't advise it. You know, I would tell them this is what happens. You know, and this is me speaking the truth. And that's because I'm already a father, right? And and me being a father, I do not want my son to go through the same things. I want what's best for him. Yes,
For sure.
I should instill the knowledge, right? But at the same time, I think we are the generation where we can be so honest to our children. Tell them facts, right?
And you can and you can. My dad said to me something so profound on Friday. He said, "You're allowed to make mistakes, dude. You're like parents of today. The nice thing is that your child is allowed to make mistakes. Your child is allowed to do things and not have it work. And you as a parent won't be mad like, oh fuck, you're wasting my time or you used this or whatever. It's more of a thing of like parents of today are very like, go make the mistake, go learn. I'm here. Whereas before it used to be like a thing of like, oh, what are you doing with your life? Are you gonna be a lawyer? Are you gonna be are you gonna be you know?
100%.
I think what's important also is just instilling the idea to children of today that if you do get into the creative arts, all good and well, but also be able to learn how to diversify your streams of income. And I think that's the important lesson here, because and I think that's what Stoan was also referring to in his video, was the fact that he gave 25 years of his life to the entertainment industry, and he's only now deciding to then get into other facets for him to earn an income, because clearly life will happen just like life has happened now during COVID, and he can't earn an income, but he needs other ways to make that money. So I think from a perspective of not discouraging your child, encourage them to still touch into their creative side, but also make them understand that you can do that and do other things at the same time, making sure that you're covered.
Yeah. Hey, had a nice crib though. He was snapping.
Yeah. Stokey's got his hand in other things as well. He's got his hand in tender money too.
Oh, really?
So I wanted to talk about what Cosmo was speaking about.
Be nice. I was always wondering, like, yo, how does he stay nice? He doesn't.
Been nice. I mean, his dad and his parents were educated, and they were in the political struggle. They were in the movement. He lived in exile for a while because they were very active in the freedom that we are enjoying right now. So obviously, with those links and him being the smart kind of hip hop artist that he is, into books, because you hear his raps. If you don't read books, 5 lines from Stokey's rhymes might just miss you. You know what I'm saying? So he's used his intelligence not only to write, but to also adapt to money-making times, you know? And on the subject that Noni was talking about.
What a fucking G, dog. Yo.
What a G, bro.
And share the Porsche at the back.
What a G, boy. What a G. So I was interviewing Holly Rey, and she said when she wanted to get into entertainment, her mom said to her, go research first. And that's one thing that Black parents might not do. They might just discourage on a whole. But Holly was like, when her mom told her to go research, that's when she went to go read up on publishing, went to go read up on contracts. And this is one thing that really helped her. Coming from Durban as well. She was like, I wasn't from Joburg, I was from Durban. And her mom really struggled to pay for her education. So her mom was like, yo, dude, if you're going to leave what I've invested in education, at least use the education to accentuate your music career.
And also, I'm gonna bring race into it, because a lot of the time people think that white people don't have problems. White people come from crazy mind. No, like even with Jay Molly, I remember he went through a stage where he was telling everybody, like, guys, yo.
Scoop is frozen. Don't worry, he'll come back. Finish your point.
I was just thinking, Jay Money was like, the house my parents live in, I pay for that through gigs. Just because I'm white does not mean that I come from money. A lot of people have that perception of, now he's white, he comes from money, or she's white, she comes from money. It's not like that. It's not always like that.
It's not like that at all. And I think people also just need to remember that we all come from different types of backgrounds. So, because even Nina Hasty she was speaking in one of the WhatsApp groups that I'm in, and she was saying, like, Nae, at a point in her career, she had to hit rock bottom, like literally like no money whatsoever, rock bottom, for her to then remember, oh shit, actually, I can build myself up from this, and that's why she can interact and she can understand other people properly, because she literally went flat, completely broke, and then built herself up again. Huh?
Nina been through a lot, dog.
Nina been through it all, and she built herself up, and it's also just kind of testament to the fact that not everybody comes from the same background, but we had the same opportunities for us to try again, you know. And I think that's the important thing, is that if you have a vision in place, run for it by all means, but use your resources and make sure that you diversify. That if there's anything that COVID has taught artists right now, is diversifying your income. That's the one thing we need to make sure of.
That's the most important thing, because I would, right now, for me, if I didn't have a salary to fall on, I don't know what would have happened, because I've got cars,
you live in a nice ass house.
I've got school fees, you know, I've got things to pay. So hence why I'm like, yo, watching the Stoan video kind of touched me, and I hope it did actually reach to a lot of people in the industry, where it's like, yo, diversify. Not all of us are going to be an STC. Not all of us are going to be a Casper or an AKA, right?
But
so you have to find ways.
How did you get the mansion? Because it's not from gig. Tell us.
I saved, dog. I saved.
Only mansion.
Pella Vigi must remember, he's not in the club busy popping bottles with the rest of us. When last did you see Vigi drinking a Jägerbomb? He comes in 5 minutes, he plays a set, 5 minutes later, bye guys, it goes home.
The only time Vigi drinks at a party is when we are at out of town pop bottles. That's the only time he drinks. So it's like, okay, Speedy, I'll drink.
And even then, it's pop bottles because he's comfortable at pop bottles. If it's he won't stay there. If you're like me, you come just before you have to play, and then you leave immediately after.
Right.
That's how you save money. Don't blow it up.
You good. You very good with money. Very, very good with money.
Well, also he had to be good with money. He's got 3 kids to look after. So, you know, you automatically turn on that responsibility thinking the moment you become a dad, you know? Maybe you'll learn that when you become a father next year, Speedy.
Oh, what? Next year? Oh, relax. Relax. Did we speak about where's Scoop? But did we speak about? I don't think we spoke about Muesli and Zuchi's job, did we?
No.
I'm a Star. We mentioned the fact that you dropped a single, but we didn't elaborate.
I could just check, because I was speaking to her on my show last week when it dropped. So I'm just checking that we have acknowledged that.
Yeah, we did. I think we did acknowledge the fact that she dropped that single, I'm a Star. With Zuchi on the production on that.
Sorry, yo, Speedster, I missed that whole point, dog, and I was so interested in it.
Oh no, I was long story cut short. I was just saying that we a lot of the time make the assumption that white kids are good, and that's not always the case.
Yes. And I said that in that interview with Holly. I said, yo, you've lived a very black life, eh? You know, and I said that most of the, I'm like, you live like a darky, dog, you know? So I really did say that because it was shocking to me, you know? And also on her Instagram page, because she wasn't I couldn't find research on Wikipedia, so I had to go to her Instagram page. She's just got black people on her page, you know? And I was like, people are going to ask this, so I have to be brave enough to ask, like, sup with you and the melanin, you know what I'm saying? And we talked about it really nicely, and you're right, dog. I said to her,
she's got a beautiful personality, eh? Very
she's got an amazing personality, and she really, really has lived a darky-full life. And most of the time, we just tend to think that white folk do have it soft, and most of them might, but we mustn't forget that others don't.
Yeah. For those of you guys who don't know who Holly Rey is, that they're in the workshop, not the workshop. What do you call it? Scrapyard. They're in the scrapyard.
And also, people must also know that majority of artists and us still live from hand to mouth. And that's it.
And this is a thing that happened. We were talking about this. I remember this. We were sitting at Rockets.
Definitely.
And I was speaking about the fact that I have a mentor who's younger than me, who's got more money than me. And I remember confessing before COVID. Then I was like, I live hand to mouth. You know, I said it then. And I still don't have any qualms about saying it. Like, I just had to say it so I could release myself and release people from thinking that I live in a certain way because maybe they see the sneakers, maybe they see the clothes. Yes, I can afford myself, but I said it because a lot of people in the game, especially newcomers, just expect you to do so much for them. Whereas they don't understand that you yourself are living hand to mouth and you don't have the money and the surplus income to help them out in the ways they need. And also, obviously, as an artist, you have to take care of your appearance. You have to differentiate yourself through your clothing, through whatever you have. And these things are like costumes for me. Because I don't sing, my costume is my wardrobe.
Yeah.
And that's investing in myself. But that doesn't mean because I'm wearing off-white kicks that I have the money to now go shoot a video for you.
Yeah. Personally, I don't live hand to mouth. And that's only because, Noni will tell you, I have a very strict brother. And he's not strict like, but he's just very like, since day one, because Vela, I came into the game via him. So since day one, he's always been like, unlock yourself, do it like this. So I personally don't live hand to mouth. I know a lot of people do. I stand very strong when I say I don't think that's good. It's not good at all.
It's not.
Since day one, it's not. That's not how it's supposed to be done. You know?
It's not how it's supposed to be done at all. And people need to realize that when it comes to, can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, my internet was a bit fuzzy there. I think what's important is also for people to realize that there's times where you can celebrate. So I'm not saying don't be in the club and buy your friends shots, but I'm saying there's a time to celebrate and there's a time for you to save. When you get that one gig and then you see, you're like, oh, okay, next week I've got that gig, maybe 10 racks or whatever. And then instead of putting that money back into investing in yourself or investing into savings or whatever the case is, people are like, we're going straight to the mall. We're going to blow this 10. Why? Do you know what I mean? Like, learn how to use your money and separate it for what you need and what you want.
Yeah.
Invest in yourself. Go back to school if you didn't finish school. Do some other educational courses. That's what I'm going to say to you, because this entertainment industry, there's so many loopholes, there's so many ways where you can go and say, I'm going to learn to do this, I'm going to learn to do that, you know, especially in this family, because
stop trying to be cool. Fucking relax, man.
We have to keep 100 with everyone. Do you understand? As much as you can probably look at like, yo, that homie there, he's good, he looks good. Yo, you never know. Homie could have literally just a month's with fridge in his fridge, and that's it. Understand?
Yeah. I've never owned, and Noni even asked me this about cars. You know, I've never been a car person. I've always bought my car secondhand. And I had an Audi deal, but I live hand to mouth, but I don't live beyond my means.
Yeah.
And obviously because
you got property, nigga, you got assets.
Exactly. You know, so those are the things that I'm also happy about. I guess I would love to have a 2 million rand surplus just chilling and gaining interest. And that's what I'm working towards now.
Yeah. I think that's also important for people to realize that some stuff is not as necessary as social media might make it seem. Like you're mentioning, maybe cars aren't so important to you. I've had a specific car that some people haven't even seen that I have. Maybe later they'll be like, oh, you got a nice car. And I'm like, yeah, I've had it for 5 years. I'm ready to sell it. People don't really see these things. Do you know what I mean? When you pitch up at the club, people don't know what you arrived in. When you pitch up at a gig, people don't know what you arrived in.
They don't know that you bought your car because you literally had to. If you could keep your money, you would have, but you just kept getting stuck.
Exactly. I had to sell my car because it was starting to give me more problems than solutions. Do you know what I mean? So don't always focus on getting the most expensive car because you feel like, oh my gosh, people are going to see me. 9 times out of 10, people don't even see what you arrive in. You could arrive in an Uber every time. People won't know.
I Uber all the time. I Uber all the time because I'm always turning up. I Uber all the time. When I sold my other car, when I sold my other car last year, that was the very first car I bought for myself, like from DJing and whatever. I had it for 5 years. When I sold it, it was only on 49,000 Ks in 5 years.
Wow. 5 years. No, Speedy, speaking of which, I was gonna say to you, you told us how you really maneuvered selling your car and going to Volkswagen so you can get the car, the branded car. It was a dope story for us to hear. But can you tell the people the moves you made way before BC? This is before COVID. Those moves that you made that were very smart.
The long story cut short, I had the car, my personal car that I speak of, and in those 5 years, I managed to pay it off from DJ money, and I also had a bus, a tour bus or whatever. Then I got to a point where I was like, man, this is not making sense because we weren't touring as much. The bus was not needed as much. My gigs were more Johannesburg, Pretoria, Katlehong, Soweto. I don't need a bus for that. I can have a normal car. So I decided VW wanted to give me a car. So I tuned him, no, don't give me a car. Take these 2 cars of mine, right? Take everything down, and then I will charge you guys to brand my car. So the car is mine. The deal is done. The branding is off as we currently speak, but the car is mine. But that car is also on it's on the floor. That car is also going. It's being sold as we trying to sell it as we speak.
Smart man. I wanted the people to hear that.
There's basically ways.
I want to go to Cape Town.
You what?
I want to go live in Cape Town.
No,
yeah,
you don't.
You do sound like a Cape Town nigga.
You want to go surf, ne? You want to be in the water there with the surfers.
I want to be able to skate.
I'm sure you would have been part of the surf protest there also.
I've been thinking about this for almost like 4 years, but now more than ever, I'm like, I really want to go live in Cape Town. That's really.
I want to go back to Durban.
I can do my radio show. There's a SABC studio there.
Yeah.
Wake up, fucking skate, just live. I really, really want to be by the water.
It'll be really good for you, man. What else is there, guys?
All right, guys.
Wait.
So before, and I'm glad that you actually came up and been honest, Speedy. I was actually chatting to one of our friends in here, Dimples. He's also telling me that like he has to return his car back because he feels like the bus is really expensive, And number 2, Pop Bottles is not really active right now. Do you understand? For business move, so he can't be moving around. So he has to take his car back. And I was like, yo, that's good, homie, And I'm glad that you're seeing it, and I'm glad that you're open and honest, and you're not fronting and pretending. And I said, I'm just glad as long as you guys are opening up, I'm happy.
A lot of guys, the V classes got to go back to the store, boys and girls. Over. They got to go back.
On some other news internationally, there are big players that passed away on the same day. Andre Harrell from Uptown Records, who was the first guy to give Puffy his break, first guy who signed Heavy D, the guy who signed Mary J. Blige, the guy who signed Jodeci, and the daddy of rock and roll, who's overlooked many a times because he's a bit quirky and stuff, Little Richard. That's like a huge chunk of music history lost. Not lost, but gone.
Yeah. Hey, in the same breath, I also want to send condolences and ask everyone to keep Refilio Ramaphosa as well in their prayers. His mom also passed away.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
hey, 6ix9ine is back.
Yo! 2 million people on his Insta Live.
He's back.
Yo, that was crazy. 2 million people on Insta Live. He holds the record right now. And the crazy thing is, it was all famous people. It was all just blue ticks.
And all he was doing was just grooving in his bedroom, like having a good time.
And then he released a song, also broke YouTube records. It literally broke the net.
59 million views, I think, in 24 hours.
Dude!
Something like a crazy number. But I was thinking about I was like, I'm sure the first thing he did, even before that Insta Live, he had to bust a nut, I'm sure, dog.
Of
hey,
course.
Call out, yo, I need to bust the nut.
So the funny thing is, Cosmo, did it make you feel uncomfortable there?
No, I mean, come on. I've been working in hip-hop for how long now? I don't care.
Okay. So the other funny thing is, this morning I wake up, I check out World Star Hip Hop. So this guy lives in a neighborhood in Long Island. Just Long Island is close to New York, where he's from. But now he's taking pictures outside on the patio. There's a chick who stays next door to him, and she saw him, and she recorded him live, taking these pictures. She's like, oh my gosh, 6ix9ine is my neighbor. Dude, in a matter of 10, 15 minutes after the video had gone on the internet, 9 police cars were outside his house relocating him. So it's like, he's not going to be able to enjoy his life.
Yeah, because he probably had to sign a deal to protect his life because he snitched on so many people. But
wherever he moves, if he moves to an apartment, they're going to see him in the elevator. Like, his casa, his life is on the edge. All he has is that jewelry, those watches, and that's about it.
Yeah, and moral of everything you just said is crime is not cool. Like, crime is really, really not cool, man. Don't get yourself involved in things you don't understand. Like, from the jump, understand who you are, understand what it is you want out of life. Don't crime is not cool. Don't get yourself in things to try and be cool. It's not the vibe. It is really, really not the one.
Straight up.
All right, guys, thank you so much.
Cool.
So guys, are you guys gonna tell people that this is our last one and we can take in a hiatus and we'll come back?
No, we're not doing that. We're just shooting once a week.
Oh, my bad.
We're shooting once a week. As we saw the complaints about last week that there was no episode last week Thursday. Yeah. We are just
relax. Fucking relax.
We're also giving ourselves a bit of a break because we've been shooting too often. So we will be back next week Tuesday. So join us then, and I hope you guys enjoy the week and enjoyed the episode. Keep on subscribing, keep on liking, keep on sharing, and keep on interacting in the chats and the comments. We'll see you in a week.
Thank you so much. I love you guys. Shout outs, team.
Peace.
Love you guys. Cheers.